Hi there, Miss Lucas here. Today we're going to be talking about our flute and how to make a noise, how to put it together, how to clean it, how to take it apart, and of course how to hold it. So come with me on this journey and let's learn about our flute. So we're going to start off by opening our case, either unlatch it, unzip it, however your case opens, and we're going to see these three parts. And I have a little cleaning rod in the middle that you can't see. So let's talk about the parts of the flute. So first we have our middle joint, and that's the really big piece with all the keys on it. And then we have our head joint, and that's going to be with our mouth hole, that's where the lip plate goes and how we play our instrument. And the lip plate is this thing right here. And then we have our foot joint, and that's the one with the two little keys at the bottom and the pinky keys. So let's take these out. I'm going to start with the middle joint. So again, that's the big one, but this is going to be the middle part of our instrument. Then we have our foot joint, and how we put this together is pretty much the bar that is over here. It's not going to align. Let's get this to focus, and it's going to go together. Some of the flutes have little arrows, if I can find them, and they are supposed to go together, so I wasn't perfect, but the arrows can go together, and that's going to help you. And then we're going to have the third part, and that's going to be our head joint, and that one is just going to go on with the hole where the lip plate is, in line with all of our keys, and we're going to just push it all the way in for now. When we get to tuning our instrument, that might change, but for now, just go ahead and not smack it down, but gently push in all the way for your head joint. So now that we have our flute together, we're going to talk about how to hold it. So we're going to give our flute a hug. So as you give it a hug, the hands are going in two separate directions, but we're going to go this way. So this hand is going up and this hand's going down. This is our left hand, this is our right hand. So now let's talk about where our fingers go. So there's going to be these keys on the back of the instrument, and that's going to be where our thumbs go. And then for our fingers in the front, it's going to be not the first one but the second one, not the first one but the second one, and then the next one, and our pinky can just flow over this key. For our right hand, it's going to be not the first one but the second one, and then these two just follow behind, and our thumb is just going to be holding most of the weight. So if I wanted to, I could hold the instrument like this, and of course our pinky is kind of floating over these pinky keys. So this thumb is going to be holding a lot of the weight, and this is for support. So our hands should look like this. Now that we know how to hold it with our fingers, let's figure out how to hold it to our face. So the lip plate right here is going to go against your lip, and then the flute shouldn't be perfectly up or too far up or too far down. So we're going to have it at a slight angle down, and our head is going to follow. I'm not like this as well. We're not going to have our shoulder to ear. It's going to be slightly down. And this is how we're going to make the best sound on our instrument. So if you take just the head joint with me, we're going to cover the hole at the end with this hand, our right hand, and then with our left hand just hold it. We're going to put that lip to our lip plate. This is how we're going to have the flute on our face. So the lip plate is going to be on our lip, not covering the hole, because if we're covering the hole, we can't play. So we're going to have it right here. And what I like to think of is the syllables mom, poo, or the words mom, poo. So let's do that together. Mom, poo. Notice how our mouth kind of moves differently when we say poo. That's going to be what is called our embouchure, what muscles are moving, how our lips should look, how our mouth should look, to be able to effectively play our flute. So when we think of poo, we're tightening the muscles here, kind of like if we're smiling. If you smile with your mouth closed or with your teeth not showing, it's kind of tight right here, but we're going to bring that in to make it even more tight. And then you can just blow after that. And then notice my front lip is kind of in front of the other, but not like that. It's not totally covering. So let's apply this now to our flute. So if you go mom, and that's how far apart our teeth should be. It's called our aperture. And then poo. Okay, I made a little noise there, right? I made a little noise there too. Now let's do that consistently. Keep blowing that air. So we're going to talk about this thing called articulation. This is going to be how we start and stop our notes. So where the roof of your mouth and the teeth, the top of your teeth meet, that is going to be where your tongue is going to hit to start and stop the notes. What I mean by this is say the word two. So if I'm saying two, my tongue is touching the top of the mouth where it's supposed to touch when we're articulating on our flute. So feel that. And now just breathe consistently while like separating it with the two. That's how we're supposed to separate our notes, and that's how we're gonna start and stop our note. So you can't see the inside of my mouth, so it's gonna be like this to start and stop the note. So let's do it together. Make a noise on our full flute. So again, we're going to be at that slight angle. None of my fingers are pressed down, so again this thumb on the right hand is going to be holding most of the weight because we don't want to press down with this thumb. And we're going to just put everything we just learned, mom, poo, and our articulation, and we're going to make our first note on our instrument. Awesome, we just made our first note. So again, that tongue is gonna touch the top of the mouth or the top of the teeth, and then touch it again to stop the note. So I'm gonna show you how to do 4 quarter notes with that articulation, or what it should sound like. And if I do it slower on a different note, it's still gonna be the same mechanics. And of course, if you need to breathe, the flute can be very dizzying because you're using so much air. So make sure that you breathe and you take rest when you need to. But of course, keep practicing and keep learning more about your air and your articulation and how it feels to you. The great thing about flute is that it's very small, so that when we need to put our cases on our laps and our instrument, we can do that. I put the case on my knees pretty much, and then my flute more towards my waist so that it doesn't roll off and get damaged. So when we put our instrument away, I take the foot joint off, put it right back, and then I take the head joint off, put it right back, and then the middle joint goes back. Very simple. But now let's talk about cleaning our instrument. How often should we clean our instrument, and how do we do it? Every time that you play your instrument, you're going to get condensation inside of it. So we want to clean that out. So sometimes it's with this stick and a cloth, and sometimes it's going to be with like a little string and a cloth. However, whatever cleaning kit that you use, please make sure that before you put your instrument away, like I just showed you, we're going to clean it. So you're going to take the rag on the tip of the stick, and we're going to put it through and take it out. And it takes all the condensation out of the middle joint. And then we're going to do the same thing to the head joint. Put it in, take it out. You can even like get in there with a cloth on the actual mouth piece and on the lip plate as well. And why are we cleaning our instrument, you might ask? It's because we don't want that condensation to be there when we have it in its dark case for a long time. And of course, we're going to do it to the foot joint as well. So when it's in here, bacteria and stuff can grow, and we don't want that. You don't want to breathe that in either. So we're going to clean it every time so that that doesn't happen, and our instrument can last a very long time, whether it's yours or the school's instrument. Now we know everything about our flute. So good luck practicing your articulations, and as we learn notes, you can practice those articulations there. But now you know how to properly care for your flute and how to play your flute, and I'm so excited for this year together.